Oh, g'day again. Okay, I got something I want to show you real quick. Right, I've got this exhaust. See this? Right, all of these pipe, that's all new pipe. Well, it's going rusty. That's where it got welded. Because at the time I didn't have enough money to. I bought some of the bends. I bought these bends, and I bought the junctions, and these bends. But they're like $25 each, and I ran out of money. So the rest of some of these bends I've had to just pie cut it and get me bending it that way and weld it back up and grind it. But anyway, when I painted this, right, this is only a year ago, with proper exhaust paint, got 3 quite heavy coats. You can see it up here where it hasn't got quite as hot. That's the colour it's supposed to be. So for one, it's gone a goldy colour instead of it's supposed to look like, cast iron. But it's just rusted right through it, I said there was no rust on this at all, even these header pipes down here, they were all put through a sandblaster. There was no rust on this exhaust anywhere when I painted it. And in less than a year, it's all rusted away and paint. It's just rubbish, this, again, exhaust paint. Like, the only place that hasn't rusted is the new muffler. And that's because the muffler's coated in aluminium anyway. But anyway, really, over this, I've used various brands of exhaust paint, and this is what they do. They don't seal, and it just goes rusty. So, anyway, I thought about actually using maybe a potbelly black or something that's, that's supposed to be capable of, painting a fire pot with that. So, I don't know. But anyway, sick of wasting money on stuff like that anyway. So, and I remembered something I did years ago, like a lot of years ago. It's probably going back 30 years. And I had a motorbike that I wanted to sell. And it had really rusty exhausts. And I didn't have any money to buy paint or anything. And so I just grabbed a bit of boot polish. I thought, well, that'll just make it look a bit better, this would be black instead of rusty brown. And it worked a treat. And I used it a few times after that, and it said it's still going back a lot of years, decades. On bikes that I've kept for a while, and I want to say for a while. At the time, I didn't keep anything more than 3-4 months anyway. I was buying and selling them and doing all sorts of things. So. But it didn't rust again. Like, it will burn off. You've got to initially go, 2 or 3 coats in the space of a week or two, and but after that, you give it another coat every few months or something, But and so I remember that. And the thing is, it doesn't really it doesn't stick that well. Well, it probably does. It's just transparent, but to a clean painted surface. So if you got a rusty exhaust and you want to put boot polish on, like, give it a quick scrub with a brush, take off anything flaky, but leave most of the rust on there, because you want to absorb. You want something for this boot polish to absorb into. And this is a different brand, because back then the only brand you had was Kiwi. This is a Smart Polish or something. But anyway, it cost me $3 for the tin. So there's straight off, the exhaust paint's up in $25, $27, for a tin. This is $3, and it'll probably work better. I said the only thing is you got to keep going over it, and once you get that initial build up on it, then you get a bit of time. Then you get a few months. And, it'll be 6 months or something later. You put a bit more in it, but it will seal up and stop the rust. So yeah, just something to remember if you're into cheap solutions. It works. And because every time you do it, and especially the first time, right now this will smoke up severely. When it gets hot, it'll cook and I'd show you, except that it's night time. I'm in the shed. I've got the fire going, and I don't want to smoke the shed out and have to open all doors and windows and let the cold in. So yeah, but I'll give you an update on this. I said I'll do over the whole thing now, and I'll run it for a while tomorrow and take it for a run, and I'll come back and put some more in it. What I haven't tried is putting on while it's still hot. It may actually cover the smooth painted areas better. It might actually stick to it a bit, or hide it a bit better, make it all one colour. Don't know, but that's something I might try tomorrow, is putting it on while it's still hot, or at least warm anyway. So I'll give you an update on that, and after I've put a few coats on it and driven it for a few hours, I'll show you how it goes. And the other thing I'll show, mention, of course, see, I had that problem with the gearbox after I had it apart and I put new oil in it, and then I had that clip come off. This is all mentioned in the previous video, and it chewed up a bearing, and so of course there was shavings in there, and I filled it the old oil and stuck it back in there for the moment, for the time being, because I wanted to see if it was actually going to work this time, and it did. But I've now put some new oil in it again, and the oil's not very old. So what I'm doing here, I'm going to filter it, and I'm going to use it for bar oil on my chainsaw. And you might think, any old shit oil will go on your chainsaw, but no. I did that once before. I ran out of bar oil, and I put old engine oil in it straight out of the engine, because it's a different chainsaw than the one I had too. This was a cheaper Ryobi one, and it chewed up the oil pump. So I need to I'm filtering it this time. I've done this already, because the first lot of oil I pulled out of the gearbox, which also wasn't that old because I had it apart before, and I filtered it, ran it, 2.5 litres of it through the chainsaw, and no issues. But this is what I used to filter with. This is a paint filter. You buy a packet of these for $2. So and they're a very fine filter. And the other thing, if you just look in there, see, I've dropped a magnet in there. So on top of it going through a very fine mesh, it'll also attract any metal that might be still in there. There shouldn't be, because as I said, I drained it, I washed it all out before I put this oil back in, and I'd already filled it once. But just to be sure, throw a magnet in there and that'll grab any metal. So just something little tip if you're wanting to repurpose your oil, because for any reason, I said you do this with common sense. Obviously you don't put old shit oil back into an engine, or good gearbox stiff or anything. But as I said, once it's filtered, it's fine to put through the chainsaw. So alright, that's it for now. As I said, it was just a short video, and yeah, I'll show you how this boot polish goes on the exhaust. A bit down the track, once it's had a couple of coats and run for a few hours. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.